Hey, American contractors, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked out American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
This is Larry Bache with the Merlin Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Merlin Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
Happy Monday, everyone. Lead meteorologist John Choquette here for our daily forecast. Sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and American Contractor. Check them out in the description below, or you go to the link as well and you go directly to our sponsors' web pages. So go check them out. And we got more High Plains action today. We've had overall this weekend, we had storms, but they were in pretty rural areas, and that looks to be the case again. Very large hail and a couple tornadoes possible in western Kansas, parts of eastern Colorado, Texas Panhandle, probably not including Amarillo. You guys get the general idea, and it's rinse and repeat for tomorrow as well. We're going to see a lot of the same areas at risk for hail for your Tuesday, but don't worry, we do have a chance for more significant risks later on this week. Wednesday potentially, but more likely Thursday especially, we could see some more significant severe weather along the I-35 corridor, like places like here in Oklahoma City. So we'll break that down. Before we do that, we got a lot of events coming up now with COVID starting to wind down. A lot more in-person events are happening. So first of which, it's going to be on June 4th. That's, I think, next week already. The CRA trade show near the Denver area at Empower Field. Go check us out there. It's the 36th annual trade show for CRA. We also, after that, have the 2021 Texas Roofing Conference at the JW Marriott Resort. That's going to be in San Antonio on June 16th to June 18th. We'll be there as well. And the latest one we have added in here, the Burgers and Bikes at Fort Thunder, Harley Davidson, and more. On June 25th is an Orca event. This is where all the Norman especially the people working the Norman Storm here, you come check us out with that. Some free lunch, learn about what Orca can do for you guys in the roofing industry. So that's all of our events coming up. We're going to go right into what happened yesterday. Here are yesterday's storm reports. You can see there's Denver, there's all the tornadoes and all the hail, and it's kind of in a pretty rural area. This is what is often called Hail Alley. It's one of the most active hail zones in the country, but there aren't a lot of folks there, so it was not too crazy of a day. So where does that lead us for this year? I was actually doing a little bit of research here. We were at 29 hail reports yesterday, 10 tornado reports, and 53 high wind reports. So where are we at year to date? 2317 large hail reports. If you think that's pretty low, it really is. I was right before I got on here, I was digging into May of this year. So from May 1st to May 23rd, so through yesterday, we had about 830-ish reports so far. And you go, all right, that's not too many for what's considered to be one of the busiest months of the year. So looking back, the last time we had less than 1,000 hail reports through the first 23 days of May was 2015, especially because when you look at last year, we had almost 1,000 on where we're at so far. And that leads me to believe 2015, we did see quite a bit of activity in July. It kind of lingered into the summer. And the way this year has really been, it's very possible that things may actually linger, stretch out into the summer, hopefully in the Great Lakes region areas other than Texas. Obviously, the number of reports doesn't matter. If you get big time storms to happen, if you guys are in Texas watching us or here in Oklahoma City, you guys are like, no, what are you talking about? We've had some amazing storms, but they've been few and far between. And if you're not in Texas or Oklahoma, it's been pretty quiet so far. Hopefully that does turn around a bit as we head more towards June and July. So 2020 to date, yeah, they're smoking us here. We are running way behind 2020's numbers, which came out to about an average year. So we are well below average so far for the year. So what we're looking at currently, well, we have quite a bit of rain here in Oklahoma. We haven't seen the sun in quite a few days. That's continuing to happen here. No severe weather here. You have a dying line of storms across central Kansas, and that's really going to get the storms going later on this afternoon. Very warm off to the east, 86 degrees in Fort Wayne. We actually had a cold front go back into the northeast, so 65 in New York, 88 in Atlanta. It's only in the low 70s in Dallas, where you guys are experiencing the same thing Oklahoma's dealing with, of just that cloudiness and showers, that limited instability over the last few days. Plenty of moisture to work with, though. We finally got moisture return to make it up past I-70 here across the Central Plains. I got about 2/3 of the way through May to do it. But this sets the stage for severe weather to make it all the way up into Minnesota possibly today and through a lot of this week. The risk areas are more broad than they'd been earlier this year, and we're kind of going through with that pushing forward. So this is what we got for that future radar. Through about 3 o'clock, not too much activity. See right around 4 o'clock here in western sections of Kansas, where you're going to see some real storms pop up here. And there's that potential you could see storms all the way up into Minnesota and then across Nebraska. As we move through the evening here, we get through to about 8 p.m. You see some of these storms could have some isolated hail across Minnesota and more significant hail possible here across portions of central Nebraska into western Kansas. I think western Kansas here is your best chance for your tornadoes and for your big time hail, if any storm chasers are watching us, I guess. And as we push through the overnight hours, things do wind down pretty quickly after sunset, and probably not too much in the way of activity going into your morning tomorrow. Shifting a little bit further south, we do have a chance for some storms as well across sections of Texas and into New Mexico. Again, a lot of rain here across portions of north central Texas and Oklahoma. But you get about 4:30, you see here in the western sections of the Texas Panhandle, some storms form. They could see some decent sized hail with probably some massive hailers down here in the middle of nowhere near the Big Bend of Texas. And these will all kind of line out and turn into more of a wind event as we get to about 9 p.m. and pushing to the overnight hours. And this will push towards the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex by tomorrow morning, where you'll just see some more heavy rain and some thunder and lightning, probably no hail with that at all for your day tomorrow. So what's your maximum hail size for today? It was looking like probably around egg size, about 2 inches in, let's see, somebody had, what's happening? To the above average weather. Okay, we're supposed to have May. It's unfortunately sometimes things we can't predict end up happening months in advance. Long range forecasting's hard. All it takes is apparently a shot of cold air, record cold air in February to screw everything up. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Here's your hail forecast for today. You can have, again, a hail potential of up to quarters all the way from near Lake Superior all the way down to the Texas, Big Bend of Texas. Best chance for hail is going to be across sections of Kansas. Here in Minneapolis, a low chance of that marginally severe hail. And then this is the meat and potatoes here, I think near Goodland, which is not exactly a big town, but it's pretty much the only town around here. You could have that moderate chance of up to some tennis ball size hail. Grand Island, I threw in there, low chance you could see some up to golf ball size hail. And then down by Roswell, you could see some low chance for some hail as well. Again, pretty isolated storms, and they're not exactly going to be super crazy or anything. So what we're looking at for tomorrow, could see some storms forming after about 4 p.m. I got it paused here. This is tomorrow at 4 p.m. across the Central Plains. You can see the storms forming from Iowa down south of Omaha, and then possibly down into portions of Kansas. And again, nothing too wild. This is at 8 p.m. You see a couple storms kind of sprinkled all over, possibly all the way up to Wisconsin. and down into Oklahoma. Kind of the same basic idea as yesterday, or as today, but for tomorrow, shifting just a tiny bit to the east. And then we get to about 11 o'clock and things are really kind of winding down here, maybe one lone storm here in northwestern Oklahoma. So what does that mean for our hail forecast for tomorrow? Well, kind of the same idea. Shift everything maybe about 200 miles to the south, and that's really about it. We're not seeing too much craziness for tomorrow. From Madison, Wisconsin to Des Moines, low chances of that marginally severe hail. Kansas City, it could get into the potential at the very tail end of the night, but I wouldn't put too many eggs in that basket. And then finally, down here across Texas Panhandle, that's where your chance of your bigger hail could be, across northwestern Oklahoma and Texas Panhandle. A little bit more instability to work with. Could see that hail golf ball, maybe even a little bit bigger than that. So looking ahead here, I got the future CAPE. So this is the convective available potential energy. There we go, I got it. So this is basically what storms have to work with here, where you see high CAPE, where you see the bright colors. That's where you're gonna have that better chance for some storms. So I just got it paused here for 3 p.m. on tomorrow. And we jump ahead to Wednesday here about 6 p.m. And you can see, look at that, you're getting quite a bit of activity here. And oh man, I didn't have it paused right. So there we go. So you saw that risk on Wednesday. I didn't have it timed out right, unfortunately. But on Thursday, this is what looks to be possibly one of the more significant risks for about 3 p.m. on Thursday. We have on Wednesday the potential for some storms across Nebraska, and that might leave a pretty significant boundary layer for Thursday. You know, basically it's something that storms will fire off of and use as like a railroad track to guide them and keep their strength. You have it from Kansas City to Wichita to Oklahoma City, all the way back towards Lubbock. So we'll keep a close eye on this. As again, probably the most significant risk of the week here, pretty obvious looking risk. And we even push forward to Friday, where things get a little more complicated, a little more conditional to what happens on Thursday. But there is that potential. Somebody asked about DFW. Yes, so we could see something on Friday, but it's too far out. Today's Monday, and a lot of these risks kind of domino effects. One thing happens that you don't expect, it can kind of ripple through the rest of the week. So it looks like we could see something maybe on Friday from Dallas to Wichita, and then possibly all the way up along the dry line to South Dakota. So we'll keep a close eye on this, of course. Again, things will be changing pretty regularly. I'd say the most confidence I have is Wednesday, Thursday time frame. Friday is completely dependent upon what happens on Thursday. And then after that, we push forward to about noon on Saturday. And it looks like we could see something for your Memorial Day weekend. But again, things are a little uncertain once you get past a couple days. It's been the theme all year. The models have really had a hard time pinning down exactly what's going to happen until we get really close, and then things really kind of trend downward, unfortunately. So I'd say we'll just kind of see what happens, and we'll keep you guys updated. Of course, follow us on all of our social media platforms. You can click on our Linktree link in the description below as well, and that can bring you right to our YouTube page, our LinkedIn page. Of course, follow us on all these platforms. It's simply at Hail Trace. Pretty easy, guys. Hit see first. Don't miss any of our updates. Give us a call, 855-334-4245. You want to talk to us directly and get yourselves all set up. Try to maximize your potential this year. And of course, you can email us or visit our website for more details at hailtrace.com, or our Linktree app also takes us to get more details with us as well. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. We'll see you again tomorrow at 12 p.m. like we do every single weekday. I'll see you tomorrow.